Okay, maybe you don't want to do a lot of normal vinyasas or sun salutations because that's a lot of weight on the wrists and on the shoulders. You could actually do those lying on your back on the yoga mat. Let me show you some ideas. Nuchi is going to help. You'll lie flat on your back, but don't quite make this a shavasana. Make it more like Tadasana, heels down, toes up. Draw your rib cage toward the mat, and we can do a few quarter sun salutations, just sweeping the arms up and then taking the arms back down. So we're basically just snow angeling the arms up as we inhale, bringing them back alongside us as we exhale. And we can do that as long as we want. The backs of the hands are ideally quite close to the earth. If you have a hardwood floor, you could even have the backs of your hands on washcloths as you sweep your arms forward and back. And now let's try reaching the arms straight back overhead. So sort of a pencil stretch or an Utthita Hastasana in Tadasana. Feet are reaching forward, arms are reaching back. And then instead of doing our Ardha Uttanasana or our Uttanasana, we could hug the knees in toward the chest. And next we could try bringing the feet to the floor and the arms up, sort of like plank, but now we've got neutral wrists, like we're holding a block between our palms. And then for our version of Chaturanga, we're simply pulling the arms down, like we're pulling on two ropes, kind of a rowing movement. Now we can press down with the backs of our arms, lift hips up, lift heart up. So instead of moving into upward facing dog, we're moving into bridge. It's also a really nice back bend. We'll lower back down. And for our version of downward facing dog, how about arms back? How about legs up? Essentially the same shape as downward facing dog. Yeah. Let's try putting all of this together. So we could inhale, lengthen into a pencil stretch. We could exhale, curl it in. We could inhale, feet down, arms up. We could exhale into Chaturanga. We could inhale into bridge pose. We can exhale into downward facing dog, which we could hold for maybe 5 breaths or so. You could certainly have your knees bent if that makes you a happier camper here. Hug your knees in, make that an exhale, and then inhale, lengthen out again. Exhale, hug your knees in. Inhale, feet down, arms up. Exhale, row back into this version of Chaturanga. Inhale, heart lifts, bridge pose / upward facing dog. Exhale, our version of downward facing dog. Stay here for a few breaths, bringing the lowest back ribs toward the mat. Sending some energy through the heels, through the toes, through the fingertips. And give it another inhale if you like. Exhale, hug the knees in. Inhale, stretch it out, pencil stretch, Utthita Hastasana in Tadasana. Exhale, hug your knees in. Inhale, feet down, arms up. Exhale, roll back, our version of Chaturanga. Backs of the arms are pressing down. We're lifting up into a back bend. Then lower hips down, send arms back, send legs up, spend a few breaths in this downward facing dog variation. Then you're exhaling, hugging it all in, and inhaling, stretching it all out. And a few bonus breaths here. Maybe making some yawning movements, of making a fist and stretching in one direction and then the other direction, wiggling the hips around a little bit. And once you have wiggled to your heart's content, Maybe you're ready for the rest of your yoga practice or for a really nice shavasana.